So
Yeah.
NBA news. So Denver and both Denver and Boston are leading the series 2-0. I'm sorry, I said Boston, Miami. Sorry. So it's
Boston.
Denver and Miami. Let me start over. So Denver and Miami both are leading their series two to
2-0.
nothing.
Yeah.
And Miami, they've actually beaten Boston both times in Boston.
Yeah.
I want to start with that series, Miami and Boston. I got some stats I'm just gonna kind of throw out here. So
Let's hear him.
Jason Tatum, he had um 11 fourth quarter points in games 1 and 2 combined.
Hmm.
Game 1, he shot 53%. He scored 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Pretty awesome. Game 2, he shot 50% for 34 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. Another great game. That fourth quarter, not so great.
Hellified 3 quarters though.
Jaylen Brown scored 9 points in the fourth quarter combined games 1 and 2, just 9 points. So less than Tatum.
2 points
The
less.
game, huh?
2 points less.
2 points less, right. Game 1, he shot 47%, less than Tatum, had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Game 2, he shot 30%,
Now I'm seeing where you're going.
and he
Good.
had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get Jason Tatum's going to get the bulk of the blame. He's, the bigger name or whatever. But this idea that Jaylen Brown is at that level with Tatum, it's a joke. He's not a better player than Tatum. But he should get more of the blame for these two fourth quarter performances. In fact, I think the Celtics team in general, Horford, Smart, all of them, Brogdon, anyone you want to name, Grant, Williams, anybody you want to name, they need to be held accountable for the meltdown that they're having in the fourth quarter.
Are you excluding Tatum?
No, I'm including Tatum in that. I said it
Because
in the
then
beginning, the fourth quarter. No, Tatum gets the bulk of the blame here, obviously, because he's their top guy. But I'm saying he's not solely responsible for this fourth quarter, drought that we're seeing. As far as Miami is concerned, Jimmy Butler, he shot the last game, game 2, 48%, and he had a total of 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Great game. Now, there's a lot of controversy that Grant Williams provoked Jimmy Butler. I don't know if you saw the nose to nose or whatever. People are stating there's memes and everything. My friend sent me even a meme, trying to make fun of the fact that he poked the bear. Right? He poked Jimmy Butler or whatever. But Jimmy Butler had 9 points? He had 9 points in the fourth quarter. He didn't blow up. He did a Jimmy Butler typical game. But now the exaggeration is, Jimmy Butler is top 5 player in the league, and Jimmy Butler is,
they were getting carried
poking the
away with
bear.
Jimmy.
And it's
Yeah.
just the hyperbole is what I'm saying on both ends of this thing is absurd. Because I would say that Adebayo's having one hell of a season series. He had like 22 points or whatever. He had a really good game. Miami seems to have a much better game plan. I think Boston needs to trade Jaylen Brown because it's obvious that Tatum and him can't play together. They're taking turns. They can't play together.
Listen,
That's my thought on that.
in terms of talent and ability, Brown is, for me, a notch below Tatum. The reason why I would keep Brown over Tatum is one, the ticket that comes with Tatum, and two, the expectation that comes with Tatum that is rarely ever met. He's supposed to be the leader of that team. He's supposed to be the go-to guy, and he's never able to come through in that position. He did it it's the only time I can recall in recent memory is just in the previous series against Philly.
And he did it last year in the playoffs. Remember, they got to the finals last year. He had 50-point or 40-something point game
But
in elimination.
I'm not talking about his total points. I'm talking about in that fourth quarter when you need someone to show up and close the game out. He's nowhere to be fucking found most of the time.
I wouldn't say most of the time.
Most of the time.
I would say a lot of times in big situations, he doesn't always come through. But most of the time, they wouldn't be where they're at. You compared him to, let's say, Luka Doncic, two guys who Jason Tatum's had way more success. Way more success. He's been to the conference finals. What?
He's been on a better team.
Where was Boston before he came into the league?
That team has been put together since him. Brown was there 1 year before him. That's it.
It's Jason. Your arguments are so like off.
How?
You don't get rid of Jason Tatum if over Jaylen Brown. That's just wild, man.
The reason you're distorting my argument. You when it comes to expectations, Brown meets what you expect of Brown. Tatum does not. And you're paying a hell of a lot more for a player who is marginally better than another player.
He makes the Boston Celtics way more money than what they're paying him. In fact, most of the superstars in this league make their franchises way more money than what they're even allowed to get paid. How much merchandise? How many?
I don't give a fuck about how much money he makes.
But you're talking about ticket prices, though.
I'm not talking about ticket prices. I'm not talking about
Tatum's ticket price.
Yes, right. Because for what you pay him, you could get someone more reliable, or probably two.
He's in the. I would say he's in the top 10 in the league. Top 10 players in the league
in terms of his ability, but he is not a leader. And the team looks to him as a leader and depends on him as a leader. It is
hilarious how you make this argument against Tatum and you can't seem to do the same thing for Kevin Durant.
I said the same thing I said Kevin Durant has no interest in being a leader. He just wants to go play fucking ball. But the team depends on him as a fucking leader, but he don't want to be it.
But you never turn around and say they should trade KD because he's not meeting the expectations of a leader. But you're saying that against Tatum, which makes no sense to me.
You're comparing Tatum to KD?
Yes, why not?
That's a different conversation, I guess.
I've seen Tatum outplay KD when they've matched up.
Okay. If you're a GM and you're starting a team
today,
don't give me that today. We're talking about players.
I'm talking about 2023.
No.
Is that the question, or you're talking about overall career?
Overall career.
Well, KD got 2 chips. He's been in the league longer. Of course,
I'm not talking about the chips, the accolades, any of that. I'm talking about their ability, their talent as a player. You have to take one of them.
I'm not judging their legacy that way. But if I had to pick today, I pick Tatum.
Legacy.
If I had to pick last year, I pick Tatum. If I had to pick the year before that, I pick Tatum. If I'm talking about the totality of their career, I go with Kevin Durant, of course.
I'm talking about their ability as basketball players and their dependability and clutch time.
That's unfair. Jason Tatum never played with Steph Curry.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
You're judging Kevin Durant's ability based on what you perceive, what you saw when he was playing on the Warriors. But if I take
I never even said anything about the Warriors.
No, but that's what you're doing. Let's do this.
That's not what I'm doing.
Let's do this.
If not even close. Hold on. I'm
gonna make this simple for you. I'm gonna make it simple for you. If you took KD in all his years in OKC and you take Tatum all his years in Boston, I definitely fucking take Tatum over KD. Absolutely. KD didn't do shit in OKC.
So you want to take a portion of KD's career and compare it to this guy's entire career.
A comparable amount of time. No, I'm doing a comparable amount of time. How many years did KD spend in OKC? And how many years has Tatum been in Boston.
You're changing my statement and my argument because I'm not talking about who they played with and what they accomplished
You
playing
can't
with
have
those
it
teams.
both ways, Dame. You can't
I
say
only said it one way. You keep
you
trying
know
to make it something else.
you're okay. Say your point again, and I'm gonna break your shit down. Go
I'm
ahead.
talking about them individually, their specific basketball skill ability and their dependability when it needs to get done in
And
clutch time.
I'm telling you, their dependability in clutch time. You're judging KD on a longer career, a career with more success because he's had better teams. Of course, it's easy for
He's just
KD
a
to
better basketball player. What the fuck are you talking about?
to hit a clutch shot if he's got Steph Curry on one side and Clay on the other, and the floor is spread.
He
Of
played with
course,
Curry,
that's
what, 2
easier.
years?
No, he played with Curry 3 years,
Oh, okay. But he was
and
hurt.
he won 2 titles. He won 2 titles with Steph Curry,
He was on
and
the team 3 years.
that's what everyone talks about, but nobody talks about how he choked and the Warriors went from 3-1 and won the series. Nobody talks about how clutch KD was back then. Was he clutch? What was he doing? He had Russell Westbrook
when
and
has
James Harden
anybody
on his team.
ever said how clutch Tatum was?
Tatum has had clutch moments in his career.
When has anyone referred to Tatum as clutch? Yes, he's had a clutch. I just told you about a clutch moment he had. That's one of very few. Hello?
You're again, that's why I said we compare the beginning of KD's career, the first 5-6 years, to Tatum's. If you compare that, I go with Tatum.
Yeah.
Now, if you're comparing, the KD that we all perceive and think about, then it's not fair. You go with KD.
KD's
anyway,
a better player.
I don't know about that. Overall,
yes.
In career-wise, yes.
No, I'm just talking about his ability, their skill set, their talent, their ability. He is a better basketball player than Jason Tatum.
I think Tatum is overall a more complete player than Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Kevin Durant offensively is a better player, but Tatum isn't that far away. Defensively, I take Tatum over KD, and I definitely take him as far as like a rebounder, as far as a passer. So yeah, I would lean towards Tatum.
That's Tatum's defense right there.
Bro, stop. Stop. Anyway, I don't know what's with you with some of these players. You just hate certain players. I don't get it.
No, I think he's good. I think he's a great player. I think he has a lot of talent. I just think he's not the leader of a fucking team, and he's costing his team a lot.
No, I think he's not. Let's put it to the Giannis argument, right? You're talking about a Celtic team that has been since Tatum has been on the team. They've been to the conference finals, what, 2 or 3 times now? They've been to the finals once. And how long has he been in the league? What, 5-6 years or something like that? So since Tatum has been in the league, he's had a really, really successful career, pretty close to getting all the way. Most players that young
in the East
are not able to do that.
In the East,
when LeBron James was
you only had to worry about 2 or 3 teams.
Oh, so you discredit that. That's why the 1 year Kevin Durant went to the East or whatever, he ran back, to the West because why? Because the East is so weak.
You're saying the East
weak now?
It's better. It's stronger. It's a lot better.
I would argue that it's stronger than the West right now.
I don't know if I'm maybe.
If not, it's close.
It's close. I'll say it's close today, but that has not been the case for the last 5-6 years.
I'd say it's been the case for the last 2 years, maybe 3. Definitely not 3. When KD and Kyrie were in the East Coast playing together with Harden, you can't argue that there were more superstars out of the East than there were in the West.
That doesn't mean shit with the teams. There was 3 superstars on one team. We're talking about the conference.
I'm not even getting into that argument, but I do think that the East for the last couple of years have been stronger, and they've been formidable.
But for a long time, there's only been 2 or 3 teams that you had to worry about out of the East, and that's a fact.
Since when?
Music and movie recommendations.
Well, we still got the Nuggets and the
Ah,
Lakers.
okay.
There's another thing I got to bring up here, and then we'll be done. Jokic. Normally, this would be a hot take, but this isn't a hot take. The best player in the league is Jokic. It's him, Steph, and Giannis. You can interchange the three. Those are the top three players in the league. Jokic is by far the best big man in basketball. He's the best passing big man probably ever. He's unstoppable. Dame, I'm not the only one saying this, bro. And the numbers are backing what I'm saying.
I don't. Numbers. You can't compare numbers from this era to any other era.
My eye test. I've never seen a big man pass like him.
When's the last time you've had your vision checked?
Tell me who's a better passing big man than him, so I can laugh in your face.
I have to think about
Give me
it. But
one.
to say he was the best ever.
Give me one. I said he is in the conversation. He may be the best passing big man ever, and you're laughing. So give me
You said
one.
he was the best ever.
He likely is the best ever. Give me one who's better than him.
Are you backtracking now?
No, I'm not backtracking, but I'm asking you to give me one.
Likely the best ever, or is he the best ever? Because
you can't quantify a finished career with.
I'm going by what you said.
And what I said initially was he may be the best passing big man ever. So I'm not backtracking. That's been my stance. You give me one player better than him, one big man better than him. Say KD, I'll laugh at you.
What do we? How we What do we? What is the qualifications for a big man?
Power forward, center.
They played these positions
6'10" up. Yeah,
6'10" or up, not 6'9".
6'9". I don't care. 6'9".
Then you're losing this conversation.
What, you're gonna say Magic? Because Magic isn't a big man. Magic is not considered a big man. He was a small forward. Actually, he was a point guard.
Magic has started in every position.
Yeah. Don't bring up the 1 year he started at center. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a big man.
He's played forward regularly.
That doesn't mean that doesn't.
I asked you.
I said big man, and now you want to change the narrative. Now you want to change the narrative. I said no. Dame, stop, because you're being stupid right now. If you said no, you're being stupid, because the criteria initially was big man. So then within big man, not within just height. I didn't say he's the best 6'9" and above. I said he was the best big man. And then you wanted me to shrink the 6'10" to, whoa, what about 6'9"? I'm like, 6'9", it doesn't matter as long as it's a big man. And you know that's where I'm going with it. And you bringing up fucking Magic.
But then you continue to say who played forward or center.
Right, who played for consistently. Who is that position? That's not what Magic was. No one in their right mind will call Magic a big man, and you know that. So why are we having this? Because you can't stand Jokic, and that's what it is. Anyway, predictions. Does Boston have a shot in hell of beating Miami? And what about the Lakers? Do they have a shot in hell of beating the Nuggets in this series?
I think the Lakers have a better shot than Boston does, but slim.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Your arguments are fucking wild. You think you're slick. You think you're so fucking slick. I knew you were trying. As soon as I said 6'10", he's squeezing in Magic. I fucking see it. That is dumb fucking. Like, you just got my blood boiling with that one.
You gave me the
because you know I consider Magic the greatest passer ever. It's not LeBron.
He is the greatest passer ever.
All right, so it's him. But next to him, Jokic is one of those guys, man. He's one of those guys.
Okay. I'm not
Are you
defeated.
seeing this? Are you watching these games?
Yeah.
You're not really paying attention to them, are you?
I'm watching like half of them. I'm watching like the second half.
Are you not impressed with any of the stuff you're seeing?
I'm mixed because it doesn't look impressive. The end result is impressive, but it doesn't look impressive to me at all.
Did you not see that first half that he had?
I just told you I've been watching the second half. I didn't see the first half. Patricia's got a headache.
Patricia, you look totally miserable. Anyway, but we are going to move on because this is where we're at.